Oh, 100%. It's a graveyard of abandoned Shopify stores out there. You see these videos, right? How I made $50,000 in a week drop shipping. And it's oversaturated advice. It's scams. It's people selling you a course on how to sell a course. It's a mess. $20 and a whole lot of frustration. It's a cycle of hype and disappointment. People get excited and they buy the course, they start the thing, and then a month later, they're back on social media looking for the next big thing.
Exactly, the guru playbook. So today we're cutting through all of that noise. We are not going to talk about drop shipping from China or filling out online surveys for 5 cents. We're going to talk about real, proven side hustles that actually make money in 2026, the ones that are working right now.
And more importantly, why they work and how to avoid the pitfalls where everyone else fails, because that's the real code we need to crack. And when we say proven, we mean we've looked at the data, we've seen the real world examples. This isn't theoretical, it's about what's creating actual life changing income for people who aren't gurus.
Absolutely. It's about behavior. The behavior of the market, sure, but more importantly, it's about your behavior, your habits, your mindset, your discipline. That's the code. Okay, so before we get into the what, we have to talk about the why, as in why do most people fail? Because if we don't diagnose the problem, you're just going to fail with these new ideas too.
I love that. The behavior code. It's not just a catchy name for the show, it's the entire framework. Your success isn't out there in the market, it's in here, in your daily actions and your ability to stick with something when it's not exciting anymore. Right. And the number one reason I think we can both agree is a catastrophic lack of patience. People watch a YouTube video, they get hyped up, they try something for what, 30 days?
If that, sometimes it's a week. They post 3 things on Etsy, get 1 view, and they go, see, this doesn't work. It's an insane expectation of instant results.
Which leads to the second biggest killer, no distribution. They build this beautiful little online store or create a product, and then they just expect customers to magically show up. Exactly. They expect a linear path to success, but it's never linear. The first 30 days are for learning, for making mistakes, for getting zero feedback. That's part of the process. If you can't handle getting zero feedback for a month, you're not ready for a side hustle.
Yes, the build it and they will come fantasy. No traffic means no money. It doesn't matter how good your product is. If no one sees it, you've made $0. You don't have a business, you have a hobby.
And then there's the trend chasing. One month it's crypto, the next is AI, the next is fidget spinners. People jump from one fleeting trend to another instead of building a long term asset. They're building on sand.
Right, no consistency, no systems. It's all just chaotic energy pointed in 10 different directions. And that really brings us to the core idea of this entire episode. The one thing everyone needs to understand.
Let's hear it.
The problem isn't the hustle, it's the execution. You can make money with almost any idea if you have patience, a distribution plan, and consistency.
That's it. That's the whole game, the execution. So, keeping that in mind, let's talk about our first hustle, the one that I think has the lowest barrier to entry.
Okay, side hustle number 1, and honestly, this is the easiest entry point for most people. Digital products.
Yes, the classic. So, we're talking about things like Etsy printables, Notion templates, ebooks, guides, basically anything someone can download instantly.
Exactly. And the reason this works so well, especially now in 2026, is twofold. First, you have zero inventory. You're not buying boxes of stuff and praying it sells. You create it once.
Right.
Second, it has infinite scalability. You can sell that one digital file 10 times or 10 million times, and your workload doesn't change. It's the definition of make it once, sell it forever.
That's the beauty of it. But let's be real about the earnings timeline. You're not going to be rich next month. Your first month is probably just setting up your Etsy shop and making your first few products. You might make $10.
Totally. But by month 3, if you're consistent, you could be making a few $100s. By month 6, 1,000 or more is very achievable. It's about building a library of products.
So, what kind of things are actually selling? What are some examples people can, run with?
Oh, so many things. Think about solving a specific problem. Digital fitness planners, budget trackers in Google Sheets, meal prep guides, stuff that helps people get organized.
I've seen a lot of success with Notion templates lately. Full-blown dashboards for students, content creators, small businesses. People pay good money for those.
And here's a really modern one, AI Prompt Packs, a curated list of 500 perfect prompts for mid-journey artists or for business owners who need to write marketing copy. You're selling expertise in a simple, downloadable format. It's brilliant.
So, low cost to start, high profit margins, and it's scalable. It's a fantastic foundation. But what if someone wants to build something with maybe a bigger engine behind it?
That brings us perfectly to side hustle number 2, YouTube automation. And I know when people hear YouTube, they think, ugh, I don't want to be on camera. But that's the whole point. You don't have to be.
Baseless channels. This is a huge opportunity. We're talking channels in niches like history, finance, psychology, scary stories, where the content is driven by a script, stock footage, and a voiceover.
Right, you never see the creator's face. And the monetization here is a triple threat. First, there's the obvious, AdSense. Once you get monetized, YouTube pays you for views.
Sure, which is nice, but the real money is in number 2 and 3. Affiliate links in the description. If you have a channel about, say, cool tech gadgets, every video can link to products on Amazon. You get a cut of every sale.
And the third, which connects back to our first hustle, is selling your own digital products. If you have that tech channel, you can sell a guide on how to build the perfect gaming PC. You own the audience and you own the product. That's where the profit margins explode.
The power of this model is compounding traffic. A video you make today could still be getting views and making you money 5 years from now. YouTube is a search engine. It's an asset that grows over time.
Okay, but let's do the reality check because this one requires even more patience. You will likely make $0 for the first 3 to 6 months, maybe even longer. It takes time to create content, get noticed by the algorithm, and get monetized.
That's the crucial part. This is not quick money, but it scales the hardest. Of all the hustles we'll talk about, this one probably has the highest ceiling. A successful channel can be a multi-million-dollar asset.
All right, let's move on to hustle number 3, which is kind of a hybrid between digital and physical, print on demand.
I like this one because it lets creative people get into e-commerce without the risk. So the idea is simple. You create a design, you upload it to a t-shirt, a mug, a poster on a platform like Printify or Printful, then you list it for sale on Etsy or Shopify.
And you only pay for the product after a customer buys it. The print company makes it and ships it for you. Again, no inventory, no risk.
Right, but here's where 99% of people fail. They create generic, boring designs. The key isn't being a good designer, it's having a viral design strategy.
So what actually sells in 2026? It's all about emotional niches, things that tie into someone's identity. Think about it. People buy shirts that say something about who they are.
Like Mom Life. T-shirts that have funny, relatable sayings about being a tired mom. That's an identity. Or niches based on professions, like funny shirts for nurses or software engineers. Or hobbies, like Dungeons & Dragons.
And humor. Humor always sells. A witty phrase, an inside joke for a specific community. That's what goes viral. The biggest mistake is making a shirt that says, I love New York. It's been done a billion times. It's generic.
Exactly. The other big mistake is not having a niche focus. Your store can't sell a funny cat shirt, a serious political shirt, and a Christian theme shirt all at once. An algorithm like Etsy's won't know who to show your products to. You have to pick a lane.
Totally. Niche down. Be the go-to shop for sarcastic book lovers or for people obsessed with pickleball. That's how you build a real brand and get repeat customers.
All right, hustle number 4. This one is my personal favorite because it's the definition of a long-term asset. We're talking about affiliate and SEO websites.
Niche blogs, basically, but powered by search engines. This is for the writers out there, the people who like to research and share information.
Yep, you pick a niche you're interested in. Could be anything from home coffee brewing to sustainable gardening to training for your first marathon. You start a simple blog, and you write articles that answer specific questions people are searching for on Google or Pinterest.
And the monetization is pretty straightforward, right?
Super straightforward. Two main ways. First, once you have enough traffic, you can put display ads on your site. Companies like Mediavine or Raptive will pay you just to show ads to your visitors. It's passive. And second, affiliate commission.
So, in your coffee blog, you write a review of the 10 best espresso machines under $500. You link to each of those machines on Amazon, and if someone clicks your link and buys one, you get a percentage.
Exactly. Now, why is this so underrated? Because it is a passive traffic engine. Like YouTube, an article you write today can rank on Google for years, bringing you traffic, ad revenue, and affiliate sales while you sleep.
But this is maybe the slowest burn of all. SEO takes a long, long time. Google has to learn to trust your site. You're looking at maybe 6 to 12 months before you see any significant traffic at all.
No doubt, this is not for the impatient. But we've positioned this as a slow but powerful wealth builder. Two-year-old niche site that's making, say, $2,000 a month can be sold for, what, $80,000 or more? It's a real sellable digital asset.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of long-term passive-ish income plays. But what if someone is listening and thinking, I need to make money like next month. I need to pay a bill.
Great question. That leads us to side hustle number 5, AI services and high-value freelancing. This is without a doubt the fastest way to make your first $1,000.
So this is active income. You're trading your time and skills for money. But because of AI, the skills you can offer are supercharged now.
Absolutely. Think about it. Businesses, especially small businesses, are desperate to use AI but have no idea how. You can be the one to help them.
So, like, what kind of services specifically?
AI content creation is a huge one. Offer to write a month's worth of social media posts or blog articles for a local business using AI tools to be super efficient. Or branding and social media packages. Use Midjourney to generate logos and brand concept.
Ooh, I like that. Another one is setting up automations. Businesses waste so much time on manual tasks. You can learn a tool like Zapier and offer to automate their workflows. It's a skill you can learn in a weekend that can save a company dozens of hours a month. They will pay handsomely for that.
It's the fastest path to cash because you're solving an immediate, expensive problem for a business. You can find your first client on LinkedIn or in a local Facebook group this week. It's not passive at all, but for pure speed, nothing beats it.
Okay, so we've just laid out 5 very different paths. We have digital products, YouTube, print on demand, SEO sites, and freelancing. The big question now is, how do you choose? How does someone listening pick the right one for them?
Yeah, this is critical because trying to do all of them is a guaranteed recipe for failure. We can break this down into 3 types of people.
Okay, who is person number 1?
Person number 1 is time-rich but cash-poor. This is someone who has evenings and weekends free but not a lot of money to invest. For them, digital products or freelancing is the way to go. They require sweat equity, not a bunch of capital.
That makes sense. Okay, person number 2?
Person number 2 is skill-based. This is someone who's already pretty good with tech or writing or design. They should lean directly into AI services. They can monetize their existing skills at a higher level very quickly.
Right, leverage what you already have. And the third type?
Person 3 is the long-term builder. This person isn't desperate for cash right now. They have patience and want to build a real, valuable asset over 2 or 3 years. For them, it's YouTube automation or an SEO website. It's the slow path to the biggest potential payoff.
So identify who you are, what resources you have, time, money, skills, and pick the path that aligns. And this is the most important insight I want people to take away from this section. Pick one, just one, and go all in for 90 days.
Yes, do not start an Etsy store and a YouTube channel at the same time. You will fail at both. Focus is your superpower. 90 days of focused effort will tell you if the model is right for you.
And speaking of those 90 days, I think we need to lay out a very clear, realistic income timeline because the number one trust killer, the reason people hate gurus, is because of the insane income claims.
So let's be brutally honest. For any of these paths, here's what it really looks like. Month 1 is for learning and setup. Your income will be zero. You are paying your dues, learning the software, figuring out your niche.
Months 2 to 3, this is where you might get your first sale or your first freelance client. The income will be small, maybe $50, but it's proof of concept. It's the most exciting $50 you'll ever make.
Right. Months 3 to 6 is for building momentum. This is where you might see consistent sales. Maybe you're making a few $100s a month. You're starting to see what works and you're doubling down on it.
And then 6 months and beyond, that's for scaling. That's when you might hit your first $1,000 month and start thinking about how to get to 5,000. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Setting these realistic expectations is key. Honestly, sharing a transparent journey, even the struggles, is how you build trust in an audience. People are tired of fake perfection. Documenting the real process can become part of your brand.
All right, so we've covered why hustles fail. We've given you 5 proven models that are working right now. We've helped you figure out how to choose one, and we've given you a realistic timeline.
The only thing left is for you to actually do something. Analysis paralysis is real. You could listen to 100 more podcast episodes like this one, but nothing will happen until you take action.
And we want to leave you with one final thought, which is really the secret to all of this. The best side hustle is the one you don't quit.
That's it. Consistency will beat talent, strategy, and luck every single time. So pick your path, commit to those 90 days, and just start. Start messy, start imperfect. Just start.
And if this episode helped you gain some clarity, the one thing you could do for us is to hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. It helps us reach more people, and it means you won't miss our next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to The Behavior Code. We'll see you next week.